Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be update number 2 on my Axial Yeti 2.0 series of upgrades. Now, I've had my Yeti for quite some time now, and I've ran it and ran it and ran it, and have started to see a few things here and there just kind to break down or need to be replaced over time. So with this 2.0 series, I'm addressing some of those issues. Now, back in episode 1, you noticed that I went ahead and installed these Curry anti-rock sway bars from Vanquish, the front C-hubs from Vanquish as well, and then also that front STRC kind of hinge pin holder at the very front up there at the skid plate. So added those 3 items on. Now it's on to some other internal stuff and just some adjustability stuff. So right here I picked up the Vanquish turnbuckle set. This is going to be both the front turnbuckles and also the steering turnbuckles. So had a couple issues with them just being ripped out of the rod ends on the previous versions that I'm running, but hopefully these titanium ones will do a little bit better job. They have just a little bit harsher thread that goes into these Revo rod ends. Should be a good replacement for those other ones that I have. So right there is a quick model number for you guys. There's going to be links in the video description, so you can just click right on that if you'd like. But that is going to be those. Latter part of this episode, I'm going to show you what it looks like installed. Now, one other thing I did pick up with this titanium turnbuckle from Lunsford. This is actually going to be for the steering arm, so the arm that comes off the steering horn that goes up to the steering rack. So also been pulling that one out just because I have tons of power with that high-tech servo. So I want to go ahead and get some good titanium threads on this with some Revo rod ends once again. So last 2 items, these are going to be some durability items in the transmission. I picked up the Robinson Racing. These are the hardened, machined X-hard output. This is the 27 turn that goes straight in the transmission, hooks up to either side of those drive shafts. So this is going to give some good hardened steel inside that transmission, and I shouldn't have any issues at all. Next thing here, this is just the idler gear. This is a 15-tooth one-piece, so there's no gear that rides onto an axle, so this should also be a good upgrade inside that transmission. Keep it pretty much bulletproof inside of there. So once again, links in the video description. So I'm going to go ahead and get these things installed. I may stop halfway through just to show you guys what it looks like inside the transmission, because it's really not anything to look at once I put everything together, so stay tuned for that. Alright, I'm back now, and I went ahead and got a lot of things disassembled on my Axial Yeti, along with the entire motor mount, transmission, transfer case, and I actually also removed this top plate here. Now notice when I installed the titanium turnbuckle from Lunsford for the steering arm, I was kind of hitting this kind of little axis tunnel right here for the top plate. So went ahead and removed it. It takes 10 screws to remove this thing, which is kind of a pain, but with that I did modify this thing just slightly, cut kind of this bridge that goes across there off, so that the Lunsford can kind of have free passage now on there. It was kind of hitting that little nub right here. So anyways, modified that. That went pretty smooth. It's just plastic with a great X-Acto knife. Onto the transfer case. Now here's those stock gears that I was talking about, and what they do is they actually have a pin drive, so they use these tiny little pins to drive onto the axle, if we can kind of get that there in my hand, and they kind of ride on this little axle inside of the transfer case. You can see the holes there, and that kind of rides inside there on the pin, and that's where the weakness lies. So with the Robinson Racing version, the one-piece design, it actually uses just the one piece. It is hardened steel, and the only downfall that I see on this is it has kind of like a D-shaped section right there for just a set screw now going for the MIP drive shaft. So that's the only downfall that I see to it. But after speaking with MIP in depth about drive shafts and set screws versus kind of like the through pin, they definitely prefer the set screws because it gives you a complete design where it's actually capturing that axle or that stub shaped. This goes right inside there. This is the Robinson Racing version, and you can kind of see there it's that all one-piece design. So with that, it was time to go ahead and replace some bearings. I picked up a full set of Avid Rc bearings, and I've got to say that with Avid's bearing kits, I just pick up the Revolution version, which is basically rubber on one side and metal on the other. And for, I think, 26 bucks for this whole set of a complete replacement kit for the Axial Yeti is a damn good value. So anyways, pick that up. Gonna put fresh bearings pretty much everywhere on this kit and kind of go from there. So, well guys, that is it. I'm gonna get everything assembled and back on and show you the final product. And here's the final product. Went ahead and got everything installed that I showed you at the first part of the video, including those Avid bearings, which turned out pretty nice. So very smooth action now. And I've got to say, these parts were definitely designed for the Yeti. Now, a lot of the parts that we saw when the Yeti first came out were kind of, you know, bits and pieces from other vehicles, or they were kind of fixes to make things work a little bit better, although they weren't designed specifically for the Yeti. So right here we beefed up the front links here to be very super strong, beefed up that servo arms so don't pull out any of the rod ends anymore. And then of course the transfer case or transmission, went ahead and beefed that up with those Robinson Racing hardened steel, and then has the actual axle that's all molded into one piece. So that's going to give some great strength when I'm running that Pro 4 HD power with some 3S LiPo. So anyways, let's take a quick look at how everything turned out. Kind of go from there. So see there, those Vanquish titanium links turned out to be very, very nice overall, and I've got to say that definitely designed for the vehicle. I was kind of worried about the adjustability and also how far I need to crank them in, and I found that measuring them up to the stock ones, it turned out perfect. So there's no threads left, and those Revo rod ends will prove to be very, very strong. Now on the flip side over here on that titanium servo, or the steering link right there, it's kind of hard to see here with the lighting, but you can definitely see I've had to trim away of that top plate quite a bit, but I have full throw now on my steering with that huge 4mm turnbuckle. So very nice added item. Now of course I can't show you the transfer case because I have that all bolted in, but with just some finagling with the MIP drive shaft and a couple of different set screw options, I was able to get everything installed back on, and it is super strong. You can definitely tell a feeling just from kind of moving it with your thumb when I had everything apart. So well guys, that is it for episode 2, I believe, of the 2.0 version of my Axial Yeti and some of the upgrades. If you have any questions about these, please feel free to leave those on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.